Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. As you saw the title of this video, this is going to be the most important message of your life, especially if you're young. Again, I'm Marshall McGee, owner of M Empire and Do It Boys, which is also known to the public as DIB Exterior Washing. So those are two companies that I'm currently running right now. Let me just jump straight to it. This is very important. And whether you like me or not, whether you want to listen to an 18-year-old rumble on or not, whether you listen to Grant Cardone, Alex Hormozi, any of those guys, any entrepreneur that you can think of, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, flexing with their Lamborghinis, whoever you can think of, they will all agree on me with this message. The most important thing in the world for young entrepreneurs is the compound effect. Let that sink in. Think about what that means to you. What do you know of it so far? Because at the end of this video, hopefully you know a little bit more. The compound effect, the definition, not in exact words, but basically over time you're just building something up. Each day, even if you work on something for 1 hour, after 3 years of doing that, that is a lot of time, a lot of knowledge that you have learned. And it's only been 1 hour a day. That's not a lot of time. I'm sure if you look at your phone, you spend an hour on TikTok each day. So an hour a day is not a lot of time. You can even split that up. 10 minutes every couple of hours or however you want to do it. 1 hour a day is enough to make a successful or semi-successful small business by the time you're around year 3 or 4 or 5. For sure by 5, I would say that you would have a successful small business. Small business is anywhere from 0 to 250,000 here in Missouri. Once you surpass about $1 million, you're a medium-sized business, and then 10 to 15 million plus, I would say, is getting pretty large. Alex Hormozi would disagree on that, but this is real life, so these are what we're going off of. So the compound effect, I want to talk about this, and I apologize if I'm a little rusty, but I have created all of my businesses off the compound effect. I do not spend every living second of my day working on, a business. I spend time thinking about a business, but realistically, once you break down actual physical labor and typing in the computer or sending something, invoice or email, whatever it may be, probably only a couple hours a day do I work on the business itself. The majority of the time it's me thinking, it's me doing, it's me driving, it's me doing this and this and this. So there's my compound effect. After 3 years, now I'm to the point where I'm making enough money that I'm very satisfied with my business. You go from making no money at all to year 3, you're making more money and you can't even believe it. So let that sink in. The compound effect is absolutely huge. High schoolers are the definition of inconsistent. Inconsistency is what will lead you to be poor. Even if it's something that you get bored after, a little bit, you get bored of. If it's a YouTube channel, if it's a lawn care business, if it's anything, if you spend a couple hours a day just doing one thing and you don't break that habit, you don't break one day or anything every single day, 3 years is going to be huge. Please let that sink in. The compound effect on your life is giant. And in high school, that's all you have is time. You may be in sports, you may be doing this, you may be doing that. Maybe it's your fault, maybe it's not. If you choose to be in a bunch of clubs after school, a nerdy club, or maybe you choose to be in a sports, something like that. Maybe think about the compound effect. Think about what you can do, and after enough years, that becomes huge. If you start your freshman or sophomore year and create a business and work on it an hour a day, and you're consistent, it will grow to be big. That's what people do not tell you. That's what I did not know. I thought immediately as someone started their business, they spend every waking hour working on it until it's successful. Some people do. With me, I work and then it's like, okay, what now? And I genuinely don't even know. It's like, you're bored out of your mind. You're like, I just did this. I don't know what to do next. And if you ask someone that is in your industry, they could tell you a million things that you need to be working on. But what you don't know, you don't know. So focus on the compound effect and work hard on that as a high school student. It's really, really big. And that's why I'm making this entire podcast episode about the compound effect. Okay, don't be inconsistent. My biggest regret that I have as a graduating senior and a businessman of 2 legal businesses and multiple other little income streams, I wish that I just was consistent with this podcast, and I wish I was more consistent with my pressure washing and soft washing business. I've learned a lot this last year with my business because I've spent more time on it. I don't do flips anymore. I don't podcast as much anymore. I just focus on that. I watch videos on it. I talk to professionals that are in my industry. I set up softwares. I'm working on the business every single day, trying to make it better. Opening up better bank accounts with different banks, applying for credit cards that have better benefits. It's just ongoing. You can always make your systems better. From the time that my client sees an advertisement on all of our social medias to the time they call or message, the entire process, I attempt to make it flawless. So they see my ad, they message me, I message them back within a couple minutes with a quote. They can self-schedule. They can change that schedule at any time. They get emails when the time is coming or a message when their appointment is, a couple days away. I'm going to start giving out little goodie bags at the end of each client, and that's going to have a ton of different promotionals for different businesses that I do business to business with. But the main thing that you should get from this, whether you don't care about what I've ever said in my life because I'm young and I'm 18, I can definitely attest to the compound effect. Doing something every single day will make you big. If you do something every single day for a couple years, 2 years down the road, you'll be 10 million times better than day one. You'd be unlimited times better than day one. Even day 2 is a million times better than day 1 because, math. Because day 1, you have no idea what you're doing. So now I'm going to transition to how to start a business on a very simple level. I recently had a discussion with somebody about this very topic. If you want to swipe out of the video, pretty much the main thing about this is please study the compound effect and why it's important for you. Whether you hit the gym every single day, and there goes my light, who cares? Whether you hit the gym every day, whether you start a business and you work on it once a day, whether you are, it's endless. It is endless. If you work on something once a day, it will become big. It will become very big after a couple years. So just remember that. For those of you that have no idea how to start a business, completely new to business, this is for you. If you came for the important message is compound. Do something every day, whether it's a YouTube video, social media post. You have to stay consistent with it, and don't stress yourself out. You're not a content creator. You don't have to do a trillion things a day. Just post once a day. That's it. Take an hour out of your day to work on your one thing. And that is the biggest thing that you can do. The compound effect. So, starting a business, first think of the needs of people. Usually high schoolers like to go for the service-based industry because that's a very good business you can start without a ton of experience. Second thing you do is find someone that is in that niche. And I wish I followed this exact path. This is not something I'm saying that is just filler words. This is exactly what I wish I would have done if I went back in time. Immediately find someone on YouTube or TikTok that is in your industry that you like. See if they sell a course and do more research on that course. Probably not buy it yet because there could potentially be a better option. Make a Facebook page, an Instagram for that page. Create a business name that is not super long. Like, don't do blah, 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 exterior washing or something like that. I messed up by doing Do It Boys exterior washing or power washing. I have changed my name to DIB exterior washing. So my brand is DIB. And then what I do is the second part of the business name. So do something short. Alpha exterior washing. Something like that. That way you can put it on shirts better. You can put on business cards. You can type it out better. After typing Do It Boys a million times, it really does get annoying because it's blah, 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 space, blah, blah, space, blah, blah, space. And so it's better to just have a word, probably 5-8 letters maximum, and then what you offer after that. So build your brand around that. The first thing you want to do, again with the compound effect, after 3 years, if you have started a Facebook page on year 1 and an Instagram page and link them to Business Suit Meta, that is an app, then you can post on that app and it will send to your Facebook and Instagram at the exact same time. And so you only have to do one post and it gives you 2 of the outputs. Output and leverage is very important in business. Next thing, you can do TikTok if you want, but that's more of reaching out to the world. But Facebook and Instagram is going to be more of your community. Boosting posts is what you do. You don't create an ad campaign. Ad campaigns do not compound with nice comments and likes. If you do a boosted post, and research both of those and see which one you think works better for your business, but boosted posts is going to be the best option for you. So you post something first, get everybody in your camp and everybody in your family to put a nice comment on that post. And then it's going to be a big blue button, boost it. Make the audience really wide, and then you can slowly start to narrow it down. You can be very specific on all that stuff. Next, you want to make sure that it's legal. And it's not like, oh, I don't want to pay taxes. There's ways around that. That's going to be the least of your worries. You want to be legal so that you can have a record that you've even existed. 3 years down the road, if you were not legal that entire time and you try and open up, a business bank account or something like that, they're going to turn you away. It's better to start the legalization so that you can do things that will benefit your business. To have the licenses, to have the insurance, all those is really important. Insurance is huge. You cannot afford if you mess up. And if you're new, you're going to mess up. So have insurance. So make the business legal after the first 10 sales, I would say. 10, 15, maybe 20 sales of doing your service. Probably start to, get on the legal side. How you do that? There's a Missouri website, missouri.gov, SOS, something like that. File for an LLC. There's going to be really fancy words in there. Just Google what the words mean, or ask a family friend if you have, someone related to a lawyer or something like that. The next thing that you're going to do is start to get softwares. And again, you built your brand first. You got your name in place. You're boosting, so you're advertising. So people are reaching out to you. Spend a couple $100 on those advertisements. So even going into business, you want to have a good $500 to $1,000. If you have zero money whatsoever, go door-to-door knocking before you even try advertisements. Build up about $500 to $1,000 worth of savings, and then dump that into Facebook boosting, and you're going to get about a 3x return if you're good. You can also watch YouTube videos on how to get better on boosting posts on Facebook. And only boost those posts on Facebook, not Instagram and not Messenger. Those suck. So you built your brand, you're advertising, you're getting clients. Now you want to get your clients for the next year. It's not one of those, oh, I got a client, I'm going to do their job, collect the check, and bounce. It feels good at the beginning, but then after a while, you're like, okay, I'm tired of spending so much money to have to get a new client every single time. Whenever you could have the same 10 clients that use you every single year, and then each year, if you get 10 more clients, then it's 20, 40, whatever. It can just compound. Again, compound. That is huge. Okay. So after it's compounded, you're on year 3 or so. You want to make sure between year 1 and year 3, you start to get really nice softwares. Softwares for tracking, softwares for CRM, customer relationship management. Pretty quickly, year 1, you want to get a POS system. That stands for point of sale. You can use Square for that. Use Square. They have a little chip reader or little card reader that you can plug into your Apple phone, and it's completely free. They just charge a 3% fee, I believe, for every single sale, and that's how they make their money. And it's going to be like that for everyone. There's not a person that's lower than that 3% that I've found so far. So use Square. That will help you with employee management, calendar, and it's also kind of a CRM. And then it's also, an invoice type of a software. Learn what an invoice is. You don't always want to be at the door, banging on the door saying, hey, give me a check, give me cash. It's more professional if you send them an invoice on text. Whether they write you a check or not, you want to send an invoice so that they can have that receipt. An invoice can also count as a receipt. And you can also pay the invoice online. So that way, if the client's not home and that's an issue for them, or they don't have a card for some reason, just say, I'm going to send the invoice, give them between 10 to 30 days. If they don't pay it after that, show up at their door and bother them until they pay you. After that, so you have all that stuff set up. Now you want to start focusing on how you keep clients. And this is what I'm focusing on right now. This is where I start to get that little goodie bag. I'm going to have a little customized pin with my logo and all that on it. So I'm going to give them a bunch of free stuff, free tips on how to keep their house maintained or whatever. It's also going to have a bunch of flyers for coupons for other businesses that I'm partnered with. So you want to grow a relationship with your past clients and make sure you keep all their information in one place. You keep their email and their phone number and their name and how much the job was and what job specifically it was. That way the next year you can reach back out to them in the spring and say, hey, I did your property last year. Let me come back out and do it again, And then they're like, sure, come on by anytime. And then you swing out there and you just made free money. You did not have to advertise to get the client the second time. So you have your advertising out there to get new clients, but you also want to keep your past clients. So do things that is nice. You have to give, and then you get. So give unintentionally on your posts. Don't only do promotional posts. Do posts that give people value so that they can actually stay on your page. If you only do promotional posts, which I'm trying to transition because I think I only do promotional posts right now. If you only do those, they're going to say, this guy's just trying to sell, and that's annoying. So now I'm going to be like, this is how you keep your, walls fresh. This is how you pressure wash, blah, blah, blah. And I give them value. And a lot of people, they're going to, for one, you may think, why would you tell your client how to do your job? Because you tell them how to do your job and they realize how much work it is, and then they call you anyways. They're like, he just gave us a blog on exactly how to soft wash a house, but I don't want to do that because that seems like a lot of work. I'm going to call him up right now. So you give more value than you receive in business. And you will not receive anything unless you at least give value. Whether you're calling a company that makes your, business cards or whatever, whether you have an insurance company that you like. Build relationships with all the employees and everybody that you meet, the banks, everyone. Create relationships, because when the time comes, when you need to ask them for something for free, hopefully they're like, hey, this guy's giving me 4 times of value than a normal customer. I'm going to hop on a call with this guy and walk him through it for free because he was really nice to me. So I know every single employee that is with a company that I buy from or work with, whether it's a software or a physical merchandise company. I know the top employees and I'm friends with them. So build a relationship and give. Eventually, if you stick to this, after 3 to 5 years, you will have a business that's hopefully making between $50,000 to $100,000. And if you're really good, it can get even bigger than that. Pressure washing businesses in Springfield, some of them make $500,000. So that's what I'm trying to get to. So I'm not afraid to tell anybody how exactly I do my business, because they're not going to do it, because they're going to realize how much time it takes. And to me, I don't get intimidated by time, because that's all I got. I got 3 years of this crap under my belt. I know my industry very, very well. I know every chemical that I use. I know every mixture. I know how to build a complete pressure washing trailer with all the fancy hose reels, equipment, adapters, tanks, batteries, pumps, everything I built by hand, because for one, I like that stuff. And for two, it's the compound effect of learning how everything works. So again, the biggest lesson from today is the compound effect. Second lesson from today is how to start a business. If I left anything else out, put it down in the comments. I'm glad to be back. One last tip, build a savings account for your business. I spent $3,500 in the last 30 days because a really big bill came up, that actually all of the bills that my business had due that year came all at the same month. Between taxes, trailer tires got popped, all sorts of crap. All of our software expenses hit at the same time, and I made it through. I'm here today. That's why I'm filming, because I'm in a better mood, because finally, after digging for the last 3 weeks, I feel like I'm finally peeking my head out of the hole. So I'm back. Be consistent. If you end up for sure hating the career you're in, then obviously change it. But if you semi-like it, stick with it. Okay, you're not going to be in a business that you love. I like pressure washing, but it's because I've forced myself to. I don't like pressure washing every single day. I just like it because I'm good at it. So, be consistent. Start a YouTube channel, start a business, start an Etsy account, start writing a book. I don't know, whatever you need. Don't be intimidated by you being a teenager. I've had multiple adults, and you can ask anybody that I'm close with. I used to have a big old beard too, and they said, "You're 18? You're 17? It's because I hold myself whenever I'm in business meetings with accountants or banks or insurance companies, and I meet face to face with them. I try and relate to adults as much as possible, and the majority of the time they think I'm between 23 and 26, which in reality, I turned 18 a couple months ago, and that's just the compound effect of me doing business. I start to learn their language better, and I suck at everything else. I'm terrible at school. I don't know math. I'm a bad reader. I have bad handwriting, and I can't spell, but I can understand business lingo, and it makes sense to me how the world works, because the world is one big business. Think of every single organization. It is a business. Even religions are a business to a degree. And if they're not a business, profitability wise, and they're a non-profit organization, they still build it out to be like a business. There's just not money being passed through. There's, real estate being passed through. Donations are being built with churches. And so instead of church leaders keeping the money, They instead reinvest it. So every single thing on this planet is a business. Governments are one giant business that are just making money. That is why everybody uses money, because the world is a business. Money is business. So whether you like money or you don't, or you're intimidated by money or you're not, money is a business, and it gets passed through businesses every single day, billions of dollars. And me sitting here, I want to be the man that reaches out and catches those transactions as they're happening. Billions of dollars are happening every single day. But if you get good enough, and after 20 years of a compound effect of you learning how business works and learning which industry you want to be in, eventually you're going to be the person that reaches your hand out and you're like, I'm going to take that $1 billion cap. I'm going to buy that company. Look at what Elon Musk is doing. First he was smart, then he did business, and now he's buying businesses. Billions and billions of dollars every single day are being passed from one hand to another. My goal is to be the hand that catches that crap and then throws it and then buys another business and then sells it, and boom. So that's where I'm headed. If you want to join me, keep watching the podcast. Everything I said today, every single entrepreneur should agree with. And if they don't, then there's probably something wrong with them. This is not an opinion, this is a fact. The compound effect is great, and it can work for you or against you.